I watched The Goonies, a 1985 film classic, to determine does it hold up and is it worth your time? Let's find out. Guys, I just saw the most amazing movie of my entire life.
First you gotta do the truffle shuffle.
Come on!
Do it!
Come on!
Do it!
Screw you, Corey Feldman. The Goonies, a film about childhood wonder, friendship, and accepting people with deformities, has been capturing the imagination of generations now, as we imagine what it might be like to go on an adventure, kiss a girl who thinks she's kissing someone else, and nearly getting murdered multiple times before discovering pirate treasure. Fresh off the successes of Raiders of the Lost Ark and E.T., Steven Spielberg wrote this film with Chris Columbus, which explains why the script is so largely based on oceanography. Rotten Tomatoes stands at a 76% critic score and a 91% audience score. And when the audience score is that much higher than the critic score, you know it's going to be good. Or is it? Which is why today we ask The Goonies, does it hold up? Here's a rundown of the plot. The story follows a group of friends desperate to save their neighborhood, the Goondocks. It's soon to be torn down in the name of progress. As a matter of fact, they're only one day away from signing the house over to the new evil corporate owners, Stakes! Meanwhile, we see a group of criminals known as the Fratellis break one of their own out of prison. A car chase ensues, where we are introduced to a handful of the main characters in the movie. Shortly after, we are introduced to the main character, Samwise Gamgee. Wait, no? Rudy. No? Mikey. Yeah, they do a great job of endowing him with character traits, such as his reliance on his inhaler and inability to find the right words sometimes. It's not super complex, but it is a quick and dirty way to make him endearing and a unique character. His brother Thanos, or Brand, really? His name is Brand? I've watched this movie half a dozen times, and I don't think I ever knew that his name was Brand. Anyway, he's one of those cool jock types, so he exists. We also meet Chunk, played by a guy who really grew into his body, and Mouth, a guy who didn't. Chunk's personality is that he's fat, and Mouth's personality is that he's kind of a jerk, but they're both endearing in their own ways. And then there's Data, who is a stereotypically smart Asian kid, which of course is highly offensive because how dare they cast somebody without glasses to play somebody smart? Long story long, the kids find a map to pirate treasure in their attic and go on an adventure in the hopes that they'll be able to find it and save their neighborhood. They quickly find themselves in harm's way as the start of the treasure trail is in the place the Fratellis are hiding out. Also, Andy and Steph, the two female Goonies, shown up, basically out of nowhere. Like, I have no idea where they came. They were in a car, and then all of a sudden they knew exactly where the guys were going to be. Strange, unlikely, but I guess possible. They head into a secret tunnel and begin their adventure and search for treasure. Chunk stays behind because they find a corpse, and someone has to get the police, I suppose. Let's see, there's lots of fun and games, and they deal with deadly traps, moist wishing wells, and bathroom caves. Okay, I'm not explaining it very well. The point is, an amazing adventure happens, and that really plays into a child's imagination. While everyone is having an adventure, Chunk escapes the Fratellis, only to get kidnapped by the Fratellis and imprisoned with Sloth, the horribly deformed son of Mama Fratelli. Now, he's in the movie to teach us kids not to judge a book by its cover, because while he seems like a monster at first, he ends up being a hero due to the magic of candy bars. Eventually, after torturing a child, as you do, the Fratellis learn about the treasure and follow the Goonies into the tunnels. This, of course, ratchets up the intensity as they close in on the heels of the Goonies. The climax of the story is the kids solving a death-defying puzzle and sliding down the coolest water slide of all time before being deposited at the pirate ship with the fantastical treasure of One-Eyed Willie, who is clearly a Spanish pirate because all of his clues and maps are in Spanish, but he's named Willie? Shouldn't he be called One-Eyed Guillermo or something?
Guillermo, I'm sorry.
Anyway, in the final showdown, the Fratellis are looking to kill some kids, as they seem to be obsessed with doing throughout the movie, only to be stopped by Sloth and Chunk, who distract and fight the Fratellis long enough for the kids to escape. In the end, they get out of the cave by blowing a hole in the wall with dynamite. The cops happen to show up just in time to arrest the Fratellis, but in fleeing for their lives, the Goonies have to leave the treasure behind, thus making the entire movie a waste of time because they didn't save their town. What's this? There was a small bag of gems in a marble bag saving the day? We did it! We did it, everybody! Mostly me. And just like that, their neighborhood is saved, and One-Eyed Guillermo's ship sails off into the distance after being freed by a mechanism that he set up before he died for some reason. Man, look at that beautiful ship full of treasure. If only there was some way someone could get to where it is and collect it. But alas, modern vessels are no match for the speed of a rotted out ship from the 1600s. Oh well. In terms of visuals, the movie knocks it out of the park. The locations where they filmed truly give you the feeling of the cold, foggy town in Oregon where it's set, because they filmed it in that cold, foggy town, so I guess that makes sense. Also, every one of the sets is stunning and piques your imagination, from the dark, dank tunnels to the caverns of the Wishing Well to the insanely intricate cave and pirate ship in the climax. Every set envelops you in the childlike wonder of the story. The sound is also great. A solid soundtrack and sound effects that support the story. Sloth's is iconic and stands the test of time. I'm not exactly sure what that test is, but it definitely stands it. The acting is also good. Each of the child actors feels like a kid, which also allows you to experience the wonder through their eyes. I think this is probably also due to the directing. The director, Richard Donner, did tricks like not letting the kids see the pirate ship set until they actually filmed, so he could get an authentic reaction from them. Though apparently their reaction was too authentic and overwhelming, so they actually had to use the second take. But I believe it still exemplifies the success of his strategy is to get authentic performances. On that note, the kids often talk over each other, making the dialogue feel genuine, which is a nice touch. Overall, the story makes logical sense and accomplishes what it's setting out to do, which is to give us an escapist adventure with stakes and danger and imagination. I would love to go into the world of the Goonies and experience what they did, which is one of the major markers of a good movie to me. Now, you can have a good movie without that, but I gotta say, my favorite movies always do that. While the story is slow at points, it doesn't bother me too much. Yeah, it's not a masterpiece, but it's fun. So, does the Goonies hold up? Yes. Yes, it does. Thanks for subscribing. Let me know what your favorite or least favorite part of the Goonies is in the comments down below. I'll be responding to every single comment for as long as I possibly can, because I want to build a community of film lovers. Oh, and also make sure to check out this other controversial film opinion